Hi, I'm Asmatullah Sahak, Senior Political Science student at the American University of Afghanistan. And today, I will be talking about the International Court of Justice, ICJ for short. But prior to that, let's get first our heads around the idea of an international court or international tribunal. To start off, tribunal is simply another word for court, or a court of justice. The first question we address is, why are there international tribunals? International tribunals are established by the United Nations to prosecute criminals, resolve interstate disputes, address legal matters, etc. Some of these tribunals are ad hoc, meaning for a particular purpose in a particular time. Some are permanent, some regional, some universal. And remember, all these courts are established by the UN to ensure the prime interest of the UN, which is global peace, order, and that there is harmony between nation states and within nation states. Now, back to the International Court of Justice. The International Court of Justice is located in Hague, Netherlands, and is the highest international court. The ICJ has a jurisdiction that extends universally, and it may concern itself with any issue regarding international law that is referred to it. It was established in 1946 and it has two official languages, French and English. Once a country seeks and is entitled UN membership, it automatically happens to recognize the ICJ. Now, 1946 is not the first time an international court of this form has had existence. Prior to ICJ, PCIJ, which is the Permanent Court of International Justice, carried out pretty much the same functions. This court was established in 1922 by the League of Nations, Woodrow Wilson's League of Nations. Immediate post-World War II times witnessed the dissolution of not only the League of Nations but also PCIJ, and since then, ICJ took over its role. Ever since its establishment, the ICJ has dealt with 161 cases, as data from the third quarter of 2016 suggests. The ICJ is sometimes conflated with ICC, International Criminal Court, another major international tribunal. The difference is, unlike the ICJ, ICJ does not put individuals accused of crime on trial. So, what does the ICJ do then? It has two major roles. The first is judging what is called contentious cases, that is, to decide disputes between states, i.e., border disputes. The second, to provide advisory opinions, also known as advisory proceedings, which is to respond to legal questions submitted to it by the General Assembly, the Security Council, and other UN organs and agencies. To elaborate on the first task, if states refer their case to ICJ, and that means voluntarily because sovereign states can sort issues themselves out, they first have to submit evidence of their arguments being right as opposed to the other party in dispute. Then, their representatives present their arguments before the court. Following this, court's deliberations begin, lasting 4 to 6 months. Among many other things, deliberations entail making decisions about cases by a majority vote that comes, of course, from court members. Court members are 15 judges, all from different countries. Judges are elected for 9-year terms by the General Assembly and Security Council. They're independent, and the seats have a particular composition, which is as follows. 3 seats for African judges, 3 for Asian judges, 2 for Latin American and Caribbean, 5 for Western, European, and other Western states, and 2 seats occupied by judges from Eastern Europe. ICJ's president and vice president are elected by this court for terms of 3 years, and it also has a registrar elected by the court for a renewable 7 years term, who's the head of the court secretariat as well. Each year, the president gives a report on ICJ's work to the General Assembly in New York. And that concludes my remarks about the ICJ. Thank you.